Hey you guys, welcome back. So you guys, I have wanted to share this with you for a very long time. It's something that I had to experience that was so hard for me. So y'all, your girl had to get a front tooth removed. And I'm going to tell y'all the story of how it all came to be and what I have decided for my missing tooth now. You can't even tell, huh? Okay, see? Because I got the best replacement option. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Alright, let's go. So y'all, this is the first Wellness Wednesdays. I'm going to jump in and tell y'all how I had to get my front tooth taken out and how traumatic it was for me. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, at the time when I had to get the tooth removed, it was such a, something that I was freaking out about because it's your front tooth. And just to make a long story short and to jump right in, I'm just gonna do just that, just so this video isn't too long-winded. But basically, the tooth that I had to get removed is right here. And from a very young age, I say when I was about maybe 5 to 7, there was this girl in my elementary school that would bully me. So one day I was drinking water from the water fountain. She pushed me into the water fountain. I chipped my front tooth, this tooth, and yeah, I just was crying. I went home to my dad. I told him that the girl pushed me into the water fountain and that now my tooth was chipped. And so he took me to the dentist. They kind of put a cap on it. But that was literally the start of all my issues with this tooth. So basically, I went years and years and years. The cap was fine. The tooth was fine. But then right when I was graduating high school, I was at my orthodontist because I had braces for a long time. And they told me that there was like an abscess above the tooth and that I would probably need a root canal on it. So they recommend that I go to my dentist and get it cared for. So I went to my dentist, they did the root canal, which was surprisingly not painful at all. The tooth had already died, but it was starting to change color. So like right at the top of the tooth, it was turning gray. So I had that root canal done. The discolored part of the tooth still bothered me. So I ended up getting a veneer put on there. It's like that thin covering that it doesn't like take away too much of the tooth structure. I had that for a minute, but I think I bit into something hard and then that fell off. So then I think the next thing that I got was a crown. The crown, they had to basically shave down my tooth into like a little nub, and so that was that. And when they shaved it down, they showed me it was like dark and gray. Anyway, I had the crown on my on that nub for like maybe 3-4 years. And that tooth started throbbing one year, like I think it was 2022. This area started throbbing, so I was worried that something was wrong with that tooth. So I went in, they did like the CBCT scan, and he said it looked fine, that maybe I just had an issue with grinding. So I was like, okay. So a year goes by, another year goes by, the tooth starts throbbing again. And one thing I did notice was that tooth, I always was able to like touch it with my bottom teeth. So maybe I was like, with the grinding, I might have been pushing against that root canal tooth that was already kind of like obviously dead. So it started throbbing again. I went into one of the best endodontists out here. And at first they said they didn't see nothing wrong with it. So she was about to just say, send me on my way and say like, don't do anything with it. But then she took one x-ray like right in the front and she could see like a shadow above the tooth. So you know me, the end of last year was such a stressful time because we had been dealing with mold exposure. I was sick and like I couldn't kick the cold. And I was worried that like the root canal tooth could be like some sort of source of infection that maybe I wasn't paying attention to. You know when your health is just like just all over the place, you just start to consider all the possibilities. So I was like, well, maybe it's this too. She said that what they could do is they could just retreat it. It's called a root canal retreatment. Y'all, that was $2,500. So I'm thinking, okay, save the tooth or just get it pulled. of course I was like, well, you should at least try to save it first. So I tried to save it, and yeah, it hurt my pockets a little bit. But after I got the retreatment, I still was having headaches and the tooth was still throbbing. So I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like that's the last thing I wanted, was to get such an expensive retreatment and just for it to still be a problem. So I ended up deciding after maybe like a month after getting it retreated that I was just gonna get it pulled, because I figured that if the infection started, like how would I know how long after the retreatment should it be okay? And I just didn't want to guess. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get this tooth removed because it's probably infected and that's why. So you guys, I actually was brave enough to make the appointment to get my front tooth removed. Yo, I can't tell you, when I got into that office, like I wanted to back out. At the last second, I wanted to be like, what am I doing here? Get out of here. We're not doing this. But then I was like, sure, this is going to be to better your health, just so you're not always worried that like, is it the tooth? So now this part was the most stressful part, is that apparently when you're prepping for like a implant, usually you would get a bone graft. But since I was just wanting to get my tooth removed, I wasn't thinking about none of that. But when I got up to the office, this really fancy, beautiful office, they were like, okay, are you getting the bone graft? Then they offered me some other thing where they spin your blood and then inject it back in there just so that it can heal faster. It was like everything they was adding to my bill, y'all. Like I think it was like maybe $800 something to get the tooth removed. And then everything else they was adding, it was like over $2,000. So I was like, no, just remove the tooth. But they were pressuring me so much about getting the bone graft, because they were like, they had their assistant come in and tell me like, if you don't get the bone graft, this is how your gum's gonna look. And it looked bad. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not prepared to make this decision. I'm already stressed that I gotta get the tooth removed, and now y'all talking to me about a bone graft. Like, plus implants, you have to be really committed to the implant price. Like, do I want to be paying all that for a bone graft that might not, that could fail? Like, because for me, y'all, I think being exposed to mold and other factors, I think that I'm very sensitive to things. So I was like, do I want to risk this bone graft not working for me? You know, I want a dentist that'll tell me like, okay, if it doesn't work, if the bone graft doesn't take, this is what you can expect to experience. I don't like when dentists or professionals, they just want to tell you the good. I want you to tell me like, okay, what happens, what's the rare case if it is rare? So anyway, at the end of the day, I said no. I said no to the bone graft. I was like, I'm gonna just wear a flipper, because like ain't nobody got time for all that. Or I mean, some people do, because some people don't want to be walking around with a missing tooth in. But for me, I was like, I want the least invasive thing. And for me, that was just keeping the tooth gone, and I would just put something in. So you guys, that leads me to present day. I'm going to show y'all the first flipper that I got. It's called a flipper tooth or whatever. So I don't know if you can see, I so far have tried Shiny Smile Veneers. I tried a company called Dental Lab Direct, and then I have probably like 2 flippers from that same dental place that pulled the tooth. So I'm going to show you guys. So this is the one I have. This one is from Dental Lab Direct, you guys. So I don't know if you can see. It kind of has like a gum material that looks very natural, so you can't really tell. It's not perfect, but it looks natural. And that's all I want, something simple. But I'm going to take it out for you guys right now. So this is the missing tooth. Yes, darling, my days of having all my teeth are gone. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so this is, oh wait, yeah, this is the original one that I had, you guys. So it looks like this. Yeah. So this is what this one looks like. Jeez. As you can see, there's a little gap up here, which is not cute. And it like pulls it. I forgot about the pressure that I feel on the teeth that it's hooked to. That's uncomfortable. And that one, you guys, I wasn't really a fan of, because I couldn't smile that big, because otherwise you could totally tell. Okay, this one, this is the third one. I can't even tell this one. This is gonna fall out of my mouth. Look at this tooth, y'all. I'm done. Oh, this is my life now. No kidding. So these are the two flippers that they made me, and I wasn't happy. I'm gonna show you guys Shiny Smile Veneer because it's just hilarious. Yo, look at my Shiny Smile Veneer. Look at how it look. Okay, it looked like I'm gonna put it in and I'm just gonna be transformed. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can't push them up too much because they hurt a lot. Oh my god, look. But you know, they would probably look natural if I did like this, huh? Oh my gosh, they look so weird. I just can't keep. If you smile, it looks kind of natural, see? But like, just trying to talk, people are gonna be like, what is in her mouth? I can't stop laughing at myself. Okay, you guys, and for the final one that I have used is Dental. You can't even see it. Dental Lab Direct. So far, this has been the best option. So this is this one. I'm not gonna lie. When I got this one, it was too tight. But instead of like me sending it back and having to be without a tooth, I just got like my own little drill, since I had a drill anyway because I used to make jewelry, and I like loosened it myself, which I mean, I want to say I don't recommend that because you could mess it up and then you can make it too loose and then it just falling out your mouth. So you could just send it back. But like, if you're without a tooth, you obviously don't want to be without a tooth for long. So anyway, but it worked for me. So this one, there's some issues with it. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like, it has this weird little white part right above it. And then if I smile really big, like, but who walking around smiling like that? You can't really tell. So, but this is the most natural. Like, I'm happy I don't have a gap above it that looks weird. I was gonna say, I wanted them to fix some of the issues with this one, like that little white space where, right above the tooth. But they said that I would have to like order another one. So to me, that kind of took away from the experience, because it's like, if I order this from you and it's wrong, like I kind of expect you to just fix it without additional cost. I mean, I think they did offer to fix it, but they were saying that I would have to send this back for them to fix it. So then I asked them, like, well, if I send this back, are you guys going to make a new one or fix this one? And they were like, well, most likely just make a new one. So then I'm like, so why can't I keep this one? You know, like basically saying, like, I don't want to be without a tooth. So anyway, long story short, they offered me a discount on the second one. So I ordered a second one, you guys, just to have a backup. They had me make a new impression and everything. And this is the backup. I'm going to show you. It's not, it had its own issues. I had to file it down and fix it once again, but, ow. It like presses on my gums right here. So it's really not the best. It doesn't look horrible, but I think it's a little darker than my actual teeth. So look. It's not bad. I think it's a little long, right? What y'all think? This one hurts to wear though. It's pushed in right there. I do love the first one that I got from Dental Lab Direct, even though it has issues. As far as like long term, I really want to go with something like this, but maybe something local so that I can like go and have them fit it and work with me until we get it like just like I want it, because it's like a front tooth. People spend a lot of money on their front tooth, as you can already see. The first flipper that I got from the place that pulled my tooth was like $900, which they gave me a refund for, because I really battered them. I was like, I expected them to do better, because they were acting like $900 is nothing, and it wasn't right, and I had that little space. It was the wrong size, so I just went back and forth with them until they finally gave me a refund. So overall, you guys, it's been a struggle. No, I'm kidding. It's been a journey, but I'm happy I found something that I can at least feel good about. And I was watching, there was another YouTuber named Dose of Dildar. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Honestly, you guys, she is such a beautiful spirit, and she really inspired me to just like accept my missing tooth, you know, and just get used to it and still know that I'm beautiful regardless. Now, I think she's a little more brave than me because she like has gone out without anything, and I'm just like, do I ever want to do that? I feel like my space where my tooth is missing is so big, like I can't even pass it off as a gap. Which would have been so cool, right? If I could just be like, yeah, I just got a gap, you know. But anyway, you guys, you got to make the best out of what, you know, what you're working with, you know. And so I'm just happy that one of the things I think is important is to learning to love yourself through all of the different things that you go through. And, you know, just knowing that no matter what, at the essence of who you are, beautiful, wonderful, lovely. So I hope this video helps somebody. If you're missing a tooth and you don't want to get an implant, there are options. If you do want to get an implant but you still want to look cute while you're waiting, these are some of the options. Because some people, obviously, they gotta wear it temporary until, you know, the final thing is made. But yeah, the funny thing is, y'all, is that my dad, he has 2 front teeth missing, and he had got implants. And my grandma, she has the same front tooth missing, and one of my aunts. So I just feel like, I'm like, what the heck? Is there some sort of like family tooth curse that I don't know about? Why my tooth, you know? Alright, so thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Peace.